Hello, everyone. This is Pal Ponder on Weather coming at you with another video. In this update, we're going to be talking about a cold blast of Arctic air that's coming into the United States between Thursday and Saturday. So, before I do get started, if you do like weather related content, please subscribe to my channel as I will upload about 5 videos a week to keep you updated. All right, so let's get started. So here's the teleconnection, the EPO. We kind of hinted at this at the upcoming pattern video a couple days ago. As you can see, it went negative and it remains negative at least for a couple days. And what that's actually going to do is it's going to allow some of that Arctic air to finally be released down from Canada and filter itself into the United States, at least for a couple days, because it remains negative through the middle of the month. All right, so let's delve into it. So by Wednesday, these are Wednesday morning low temperatures of the latest European model. And you can see that Arctic air is bundled up in Canada, just kind of waiting for a trigger to release southward. We've got negative teens for lows coming up on Wednesday morning. But by Thursday morning, a lot of that Arctic air is able to release down from Canada into the upper portions of the upper central US. So we've got negative teens now for low temperatures in the Dakotas, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, parts of Iowa, into Wisconsin. And some of those single digits go all the way down into Missouri and start filtering into Illinois. So this is a pretty potent shot of Arctic air that's going to be coming down into the United States this week. As you can see, some of these wind chill factors too is going to be extreme. We're talking 30 below zero as far as how it's going to feel outside on your skin. So definitely be prepared for that in parts of the Dakotas, South Dakota, much of Minnesota, Iowa, and Missouri. So there's going to be a pocket here where you're going to have to be really careful, going outside and covering up and being exposed skin. So these are some dangerous wind chills that are coming up by middle of the later part of the week. As we take it into Friday, and you can see by actually Thursday afternoon, and these are actually high temperatures now, just to kind of show you how quick and extreme these temperature drops is we're going to be not even getting above zero in Minnesota, and again the same places, Dakotas, even down into parts of Missouri might not even get out of the single digits coming up on Thursday afternoon, and definitely parts of Illinois. And but out ahead of it, down in the southeast, you might get about 24 hours of this, on But you're going to be dealing with that all that rain and that warm sector. So there's going to be a definite demarcation line where it definitely cuts off. Here you can see some of the extremes where you go from single digits to 40s, a 50-degree difference, just 400 or 500 miles away. So if I take a look at the latest, now this is the latest European model for Friday, and this is kind of like when we max out on Valentine's Day. So this is the coldest day of the week, and these are actual low temperatures. Again, 20s for parts of Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, all the way down into Texas. You're going to be getting have freezing temperatures, but around that cold core. So there's going to be just a small amount of cold Arctic air going to be down into Minnesota, parts of Wisconsin. Now, even Illinois, now I'll show you the different models, but it's got Chicago dropping down to -10. So that would be pretty extreme for you guys, and parts of Indiana getting down into those negative and single digits. And you can see parts of the Ohio and to Kentucky down in the single digits, into Pennsylvania, much of the Northeast too, getting into some of those single digit temperatures. So now that's the European model. So let's show you what the GFS looks like. Okay, so the European model is basically the number one based on skill score model out there. GFS is number 4. So let's take you through the top 4. And this is the number 4 model, which is the GFS. Still shows that colder air, but not as far south as the European, but it still shows that colder, negative digit air filtered into upstate Illinois, parts of Wisconsin, and Minnesota and the Dakotas, and not as extreme down south. Now let's take a look at the Canadian model. Now, this actually has it even colder than what the European has, because it has, instead of -10 for Chicago, it's got more like 15 below zero coming up on Friday morning, and 20 below zero, and for Iowa into Minnesota. So definitely a little bit colder bias with 20s all the way down into Texas, into much of the Southeast, single digits into Kentucky, West Virginia, single digits in Ohio, coming up in almost single digits in Pennsylvania. So now let's take a look at the UK Met model. This is the number 2 model out there. So this actually shows about like the GFS has it, so it still has almost negative temperatures into Chicago. It's got that colder air coming all the way down to the southeast, but not quite as cold as the European or definitely the Canadian, but still has even colder temperatures. That's probably even the coldest, 31, 34 below zero into Minnesota. So let's flip back to the European model as far as wind chill factors on Valentine's Day on Friday. And it has, again, that it has that cold air reaching all the way down into the southeast for about 24 hours. You're going to be dealing with all that rain this week, but you're going to have when all that clears out with that strong cold front, you're going to be going down into the 20s for about 24 hours there. And you're going to be dealing with some cold temperatures on Friday morning as far as the wind chill is going to be much in the 20s, and then start getting into Virginia and especially into Indiana, we're going to be dropping below zero, especially on the north side. And then much of Pennsylvania will be below zero as far as wind chill comes on Friday morning, Valentine's Day, as this comes up. So it all depends on where that cold core of Arctic air. So you can see it's a small piece that entrenches into the central part and eventually the northeastern part of the United States for several days. And by Saturday, it already starts to modify. So this is a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday event. So it's about 3 days that you're going to be kind of extreme with some cold, definitely colder Arctic air temperatures. And then it's going to rebound because these are Saturday morning lows now. So you have widespread 20s into the southeast, and then it kind of moderates. And now that cold core is over the northeast, where you're going to be experiencing uh, single digits and some below zero actual temperatures, and especially the wind chill. If you factor that in, you're going to be definitely below zero, probably teens below zero, and all the places that seen some of that snowfall with the major winter storm would be getting anywhere from Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, up in New York. But then as far as wind chill values, widespread 20s in the southeast. So I wanted to give you a quick update on the Arctic blast. At least it's for about 3 days this week, from Thursday through Saturday for the central, and then eventually into the southeast part of the United States for about 24 hours before it actually rebounds on Saturday. So please like this video and definitely share with your friends on social media. And please subscribe to my channel and definitely catch me in the next video where I protect you before and after the storm.